Welcome to Digital Marketing for Contractors, a podcast for home improvement contractors to help you crush your lead goals and take your business to the next level. Join us each episode as we give you powerful insights and practical tips on the best digital marketing strategies to help you grow your home improvement business. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Digital Marketing for Contractors. I'm Caitlyn Noble.
And I'm Meredith Medlin.
And today we're talking about something that is quietly draining contractor profits every single day.
I wish you had whispered that.
I know.
We are talking about the follow-up gap.
Is that like coined or did we just make that up?
I don't know. I want to claim it, but don't come for us if you trademarked that.
I know. I'm like the follow-up gap. That is absolutely where contractors are losing money. Not because their marketing doesn't work, but because their follow-up doesn't.
We see this all the time. A contractor says leads aren't good, and the first thing they look at is the ads. But as the marketers, the first thing that we look at is the response time.
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely. I know that's like kind of like something we butt heads about, but truly, you know, we see that ads could be generating a ton of leads for you, but if they're not getting followed up through,
they can't convert
through the calls, through the CRM. It's marketing isn't the problem. And we're not sitting here defending all the work that we do since we are a digital marketing agency, but it is definitely an issue, that follow-up gap. So today we're going to break down, Meredith. We're
going to break down speed to lead benchmarks for 2026, SMS and email sequences that are actually going to convert, and some pretty common CRM mistakes that we see that are totally killing deals behind the scenes. So if you get to fixing what we're going to talk to you about, we promise you can increase your revenue without having to increase your ad spend. Goals. Let's get into it.
So the first thing we're going to talk about today is speed, because this is where most contractors are already losing. I'm not talking about your website speed. That's also very important. I'm talking about the speed to lead.
Exactly. So the expectation in 2026 is completely different from what it was even, 5 years ago.
Yeah. Homeowners expect Amazon level speed, Uber level speed, instant confirmation. I know I do.
Yeah.
And contractors who are still responding the next morning are just not going to ever move forward. Like, it's just not going to work.
Yeah. I mean, even worse, there's when I get around to it, or when I get a chance, I'll respond. At that point, don't.
Then why are you even
don't
running
waste
ads,
your money on your ads that you're running. Exactly.
And I guess we're here assuming you're running ads, but that's where a lot of the issue comes in.
Anywhere you're putting marketing money, whether it's organic, community events, whatever it is, if traffic is coming to your door.
Exactly.
And you're not quickly responding.
What are you doing?
You're wasting your time.
So here's some benchmarks for you for that speed to lead side of things. And kind of what's being expected right now in the industry. Under a minute is this elite.
Lightning.
We're going to talk to you also about how to get to that elite spot. Under 5 minutes, very competitive. 5 to 15 minutes. This is, again, contacting that lead as soon as somebody has left you a voice message or called you and you couldn't answer or left you a form submission. So 5 to 15 minutes, you're definitely slipping. And then over 30 minutes, you've probably lost the job.
Yeah. And here's the part that contractors don't always want to hear, and I get it. The homeowner didn't just fill out your form. They probably filled out another 3 to 4.
Definitely. And the first one to call, text, and sound organized is usually going to win the momentum, and momentum closes deals.
For sure. So let's talk about a real scenario.
Yes. Paint a picture.
All right. So say a homeowner submits a form at 7:42 p.m.
And that's after hours for most of you.
Yeah. And contractor A gets that and calls at 7:44 p.m., so 2 minutes later. Yeah. Contractor B calls the next morning at 9:15. Who do you think is going to get that appointment?
Well, obviously contractor A every time, because speed signals competence. Slowness is going to signal chaos. And honestly, I mean, if you even are trying to empathize, that homeowner waited till after work probably to contact you. They found a time to submit a form. I mean, an acknowledgement, like Meredith was saying, even via a text within the next 2 minutes, not just a call.
Yeah.
would like reassure them like, okay, cool, this company has it together.
Right.
Versus you calling them back at 9:15 when they're obviously back at work.
Right. Exactly.
So let's talk about some strategies around that. So fast doesn't mean frantic. It means systemized. So the golden standard, so 0 to 1 minutes. I literally just said this, an automated SMS acknowledging that request was received. Tools exist, y'all. This is not impossible to do. Mm-hmm. 0 to 3 minutes, an automated email with credibility, reviews, and basically what to expect, next steps.
Right.
And then under 5 minutes, if you can, I'm talking like we just said about that last scenario, it could be after hours for your business, but a live call attempt would be like the cherry on top.
Right. For sure. And if they don't answer, when you do call them, make sure you leave a voicemail. After you've called them and left a voicemail, send them a follow-up text. You can send them a link to go ahead and book their appointment if they filled out just a general, get a quote form. That is a professional approach. Silence is not. That's not how that's going to read to your potential customers. No. So we talked about SMS and email follow-up. So let's talk about what that looks like. Most contractors are going to call once, maybe twice, but then they're going to say, oh, well, that was a bad lead. They're going to mark it not quotable in their CRM, in their lead tracking system, whatever that is.
I've seen it.
And, at the end of the day, it might not be a bad lead. It could be extremely qualified.
It's exactly that first call attempt. And then maybe that second call attempt is not
true
a follow-up.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just checking a box.
Right.
So here's what we're recommending. This is like a 7 to 10 day framework when a lead comes in. Obviously, ground zero, day 1, call, text, email. Mm-hmm. Day 2, call at a different time. Obviously, that first time, 9:15 a.m., they're back in the office, they're not working. And then shoot them a short text.
Yeah.
Hey, John, are mornings or afternoons better for your estimate?
Right. And notice that's not just checking in. It's specific. There's an action associated with it, and it's actually moving the conversation forward.
I love it.
Yeah. And, the day after, 2 days after, email something with, testimonials, some social proof, before and after photos so they can see your actual work and kind of get inspired for what you could do for them. And then make sure there's a clear call to action, asking them to either call you to schedule the appointment, send them a link to your booking calendar, something that they can act on. And then another 2 days, we're going to be at about day 5, 6 at this point. You're going to text them with some urgency. So we're booking 2 to 3 weeks out right now.
That's great.
Let's get your spot locked in. Something that's really going to make them act.
Just don't say just checking in. We're booking 2 to 3 weeks out. That's perfection.
Exactly. So then at about day 7 to 10, so this is about a week and some change after that initial touch point, you're going to want to close the loop, text them, say, hey, should we close this out or do you still want an estimate? This kind of 0 day to 10 day approach and timeline works because homeowners respond to clarity, authority, simplicity, urgency, and social proof. All these things are going to get the attention of the homeowner and build trust with them off the bat. They're definitely not going to respond well to a long rambling paragraph. Let's not be texting them a novel. Robotic language, something that is clearly AI or a robot that nobody tailored to be a little bit more conversational, or anything super stiff, cold, or corporate sounding when you're sending emails.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And I mean, specifically about SMS texting. And again, there are tons of tools out here that do this for you.
Yeah, reach out if you haven't explored any of these.
Correct.
We've talked to and worked with a couple of vendors that do this really well.
Definitely.
So
and some guests as well on our podcast.
Yeah.
But on the tech side of things, short, conversational, one question, one next step. That's it.
Yeah. Make it easy. I think about myself when people text me. I'm like, please, let's make this quick, to the point. We're not writing novellas. All right. Talked about this a second ago, but again, there is absolutely a way to automate without sounding like a robot. No beep, beep, boops. Automation is not the enemy. but bad automation can be. Let's talk about your CRM. When you're using your CRM for, responding, you can do that automatically through most CRMs at this point, I would imagine.
Yes.
It should use their first name.
Hey, Meredith.
Exactly. Hey, Caitlyn. No, I'm just kidding. Use their first name, reference their actual project type.
Hey, Meredith, are you interested in that roof replacement?
And it should come from a real person.
This is Caitlyn. Hey, Meredith, are you still interested in that roof replacement? This is Caitlyn from Fat Cat Strategies.
And then it should offer an easy next step.
Let's see if I can do this. Hey, Meredith, still interested in that roof replacement? This is Caitlyn from Fat Cat Strategies. I've got an appointment available tomorrow afternoon. Does that work for your schedule?
Nailed it. Nailed it.
If you're relying purely on manual follow-up in 2026, you're going to fall behind competitors who automate it intelligently.
Absolutely.
So now we're going to shift to that silent killer. We just teased CRMs. We're going to talk more about CRM breakdowns, or in some cases,
no CRM at all, which gives me hives. And I know that it's not all, a lot of contractors may not be at a stage where they need their CRM yet, but oh my gosh, the difference does it make once you have one in place.
Definitely. So here we're going to go through some mistakes that could kill a deal if your CRM isn't set up correctly.
Yeah.
So number one, weak pipeline stages. If your pipeline says new, estimate, sold, lost, that's not enough of visibility. You need to track attempted contact, connected but not scheduled, estimate completed, follow-up required, lost price, lost no contact, lost timing. This data is going to show where you're bleeding. And that's just some of the things to track. I mean, lost, out of service area.
Yeah, there's
tons of options.
And tracking this is going to allow you to do so many things, especially with your messaging.
Yes.
And not only knowing, okay, when do I need to follow up? Have we already reached out and said, hey, we scheduled and we missed your appointment. You don't want to reach out and say, hey, you missed your appointment. But the reality was you lost the deal because the price didn't work out for them. It gets confusing. So make sure you're tracking those specifically. And part of tracking things specifically is also tracking the ownership of the leads. This one is huge. Decide from the second a lead hits your CRM, who owns it? Is it the CSR? Is it the sales rep? Is it just whoever notices it first? So, make sure that in your CRM you have that specified so that there's accountability taken.
I think that's really great. If ownership isn't defined, accountability disappears and speed drops. Yeah. I also will say that ownership is so important because to be honest with you, it's that connection back to your company. Having that same person with you pretty consistently throughout that process is going to mean a lot. I can speak to a ton of different clients, but I think one of, a good experience I had for myself is I was given the same rep from day one. Mm-hmm. I inquired about replacing my windows. Kevin reached out to me. Kevin talked to me, scheduled the appointment. Kevin showed up at my house, measured my windows. Kevin sent me a proposal. That was a wonderful experience. I wanted to give Kevin my business. I know a lot of y'all slightly alter experience. You've got somebody who's just answering the phones and scheduling the appointments. That's great. I've also seen situations where you can say hey, so happy we were able to schedule this appointment. Let me tell you about who's going to be showing up at your house. Mm-hmm. Josh is going to be showing up at your house. He has been doing this for years. He is one of our best, installer, sales reps, whatever you want them to, whatever that to be. And gas Josh up, so make that transition really organic, or hey, I'm now going to pass you over to Josh. Josh, you shoot them a text and let them know what to expect. And all of that can also be automated. Right. Sorry, I could talk forever about that.
Yeah.
Ownership is so important.
Yeah, it's absolutely builds trust. All right. Number 3, big mistakes. You are not contacting them enough, or you're not attempting to contact them enough. I'm not saying, once you talk to them on the phone, just keep chatting them up. But top performing contractors usually require 6 to 8 contact attempts minimum before they actually mark a lead dead. And I'm talking about contact attempts from phone calls, text messages, and emails.
Yeah, totally. Most companies stop at 2. Like what? I mean, I've even had instances where we've had clients, this is like a stretch, but we'll send a letter, like if
they're going to stand out.
Yeah, totally. Like, okay, cool. You've called them, you've texted them, you've emailed them a couple different times. There's been no response. Okay, cool. Send them a letter.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be written, just, hey, you filled out a form. You were interested in window replacement. We weren't able to get in touch with you. I just want to let you know about the special offer we're having. Sign the owner, whatever, sign the sales rep, whatever it may be.
It shows them that you're going to go the extra mile.
Yes. That difference alone is going to increase booked appointments by 20 to 30%.
For sure.
Mistake number 4, there's no long-term nurture. I promise you. The letter was a great example. Mm-hmm. I'm not reading ahead. We're
live.
So some jobs, especially these huge jobs that are like $50,000 plus, mm-hmm. I'm talking like siding replacements, full kitchen remodels, whatever it may be. They're going to take 6 to 12 months to close.
Yeah.
Additions,
it's a big project.
It's a big project.
Big investment, a big decision.
It absolutely is. And people are probably going to price shop. Don't give up on those leads that you worked so hard to get.
Yeah.
Make sure you are emailing them monthly. Mm-hmm. You're sending them seasonal reminders about your company, maybe something cool your company's doing, maybe an opportunity, for them to come meet your company out at an event.
Right.
Let them know about offers, financing updates. You're going to disappear from their radar if you are not touching them. Mm-hmm. And if you're not doing that, your competitor definitely is.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think on top of that, even more technical fancy way is obviously remarketing ads.
I was going to say,
yeah.
If you're not doing the specific outreach nurture campaign, yes, that's one thing. And also, your competitor will be doing those. But on top of that, they're likely retargeting, and your prospect is seeing your competitor's ads. Exactly. Every time they get on Facebook, they're seeing the offers. I think that's one mistake that people can make when they think about nurture campaigns is forget about remarketing ads and only go with text, email, print. Try to meet them where they're at. They're on Facebook scrolling or they're on Instagram scrolling.
Right.
Maybe they're stressed out after the day and they don't want to go through their emails right now. So meet them where they're at. That's a great reminder about retargeting ads.
So how do we close this follow-up gap?
Well, let's make it practical. Let's get an action plan in place. What does that look like?
Okay, we've got 4 steps. Number 1, you are going to audit your response time. Pull 20 recent leads. What's your average first response time?
It's like a report card. I love this.
Number 2, Meredith?
Is build a structured 10-day follow-up sequence. This is not random and it's not optional. Build that structured sequence out and go ahead and launch it.
Yeah, definitely. Number 3, you're going to define ownership. Pick that one primary person and then, of course, that one backup.
For sure. And then go ahead and implement the whole plan. Implement this nurture. Stay top of mind for these prospects for the long game. And if you put this action plan in place, I promise you're going to see a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So in closing, we threw a lot at you, but at the end of the day, if you're frustrated with your marketing presence, don't just throw money at your ad budget just yet.
I agree. I know we mentioned running, remarketing ads. Mm-hmm. I would say that's a really nice to have if you have a large enough. Everyone's like, oh, what about remarketing? I'm like, okay, well, how much money are we actually spending on ads?
Right. Look at your overall budget.
Look at your overall budget. But there's lots of other things to do besides remarketing ads that you can do first. Like we said, email, text, phone calls, that response time. Mm-hmm. So fix your follow-up first because marketing drives opportunity. Follow-up drives revenue.
Ooh, Ooh, mic drop.
Yeah.
The contractors who win in 2026 aren't always the ones that are just spending the most.
Exactly. They're the ones who are responding the fastest and following up the longest. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Okay, Jim. If this episode was helpful, please share it with your sales manager, your office manager. If you're not the owner, share it with the owner. Let them know.
Yeah, definitely. These are some quick tips, tricks. We'll obviously have all of these steps written out as well on our website, fatcatstrategies.com/podcast. You can find this podcast, The Follow-Up Gap, and we'll have all these steps outlined. So if you need help auditing your follow-up system, you can obviously reach out to us. We'd be happy to help. We have lots of great partners. Visit our website, email me. I can easily do a quick intro to help you make this system seamless. As always, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on Digital Marketing for Contractors. Bye.
Digital Marketing for Contractors is created by Fat Cat Strategies. For more information, visit fatcatstrategies.com.